Hi, it's Terry Gaines. Stampin' Up! Makes creating so easy with their coordinating products and the amazing project samples in their catalog. In this video, I'm going to share card sketches of the beautiful samples on page 8 of Stampin' Up's January through June 2022 mini catalog. The card sketch is created, flyer is created, so you can duplicate these samples. I do want to note that if the sample is a note card or packaging, the card sketch is representing it as a standard card. The card bases can be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25 and folded in half for this orientation or this orientation. Or you can use cardstock that's 11 by 4.25, scored at 5.5 or folded in half to be this orientation or this orientation. The card sketch flyer has the layers identified for their sizes. You can add as many layers as you would like. The layers can be designer series paper or cardstock that is stamped or texturized. If there's a bow, it can be actually a knot or be optional. So there's lots of versatility. This is really an inspiration to be creative or for some samples. So as I mentioned, you can download this flyer from my blog. I am going to use some of the product in this collection. There's some beautiful designer series paper and ribbons and embellishments. I'm only going to be using the bundle, the stamp set and the dies. I'm going to be using different product to recreate these samples. And as I mentioned, I'm going to use the bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies bundle together for 10% savings. The stamp set has 17 stamps. Several of the hearts can be cut out with the dies. There are 16 dies in the set. But for example, this is one die, but when you cut it out, you're going to get these 6 hearts and so forth. So you can create lots of different images. I would suggest to use the adhesive sheets behind your cardstock before you cut it out, and that way you can have adhesive behind all of these smaller elements. So that's what I've done for my cards. The sentiments I'm going to use for my samples are from the Love and Happiness stamp set, also in the mini catalog. I'm going to use basic white and then the gold foil for my cardstock colors. And here's the first sample. So I've identified these samples as A, B, C, D, and E to represent the samples in the catalog. And this is my sample A. I have added an extra layer for the top cardstock so I can texturize that. I've texturized it with the Tasteful Textile 3D folder. And I have one of the heart dies here. I gold embossed by using Versamark ink, sprinkling my gold embossing powder over it, and then tapping off the excess and heating it to get my embossed image. I have some strips of gold foil here, and what I did was I put those strips of foil in a folder. This is the Dottie's Heart folder. You get actually 2 folders. You get both of these folders in when you purchase it. And I've used both of them in samples, but what I did was I just used these strips and put those in, ran it through my die cutting machine to texturize the foil. And I also texturized this strip with the Tasteful Textile folder. And then as I mentioned, these little hearts are created from here. And this is sample A, how I've duplicated sample A. Sample B is this sample here. And I have not assembled this top layer yet, but let me show you a little bit about that. So the reason I haven't attached it yet, I wanted to show you how I maximize the cardstock. This is that 3.25 by 3.25. I use the gold foil, which is a specialty paper. So anytime I'm going to use specialty paper and layer it, I'm going to cut out as many images as I can, because once I attach that to that, nobody's going to know that those images are cut out of there. So this layer is using the other die in that 2-set die. I gold embossed here. Here I have some of the organdy ribbon. It's a glitter organdy ribbon that is a carryover from the July through December 2021 mini catalog. I'll have a link in my blog post to download a flyer so you can see what other product is available from that previous catalog. And then I gold embossed the hearts and cut them out with the dies. So this is representing card sketch B. And as I mentioned, I haven't assembled that yet. I'll just put some adhesive on that and adhere that one together. Cardstock C, or Card C, is this sample. So this one has, in the sample in the catalog, has several hearts. Some of them are gold embossed and cut out. Some of them are just cut out of the gold foil. I used that die on the gold foil and then gold embossed. And then I did add another layer here, which is texturized. So like I said, this is flexibility to be creative and use it in the fashion you want for your card. Here's another sample that I haven't assembled fully yet because I wanted to show that I maximized my gold cardstock. For this one, if you can see in the folder or in the camera, this is the textile folder, and this one has that smaller folder. And I did not mention this, but these smaller folders are created. Yeah, you can use with the standard cut and emboss machine or with the mini cut and emboss machine. And how I extended it, because it's only about, I think, 3¼ inches or 3½ inches. I ran it through the die cutting machine to get that texturized. And then what you can do is it will line up to overlay. So I'm overlaying this image onto this one, and it falls right into place. These little hearts fall into place. Run that through again, and that will allow you to duplicate this design to go the whole length of your cardstock. And I put that on the whole card front. So hopefully that all made sense. And this is embossed with gold embossing powder and cut out with the gold foil. So that is card D. And card E was a little box, and I'm going to show you a card and a box. So what I did was I did the same thing with this folder. I extended it, have my happy anniversary, wrap the ribbon around, have some of the cording. The cording comes bundled together. You get both of those in our package, and that is the Simply Elegant trim. And I don't think there's any more. There's an extra gold foil behind for the tag, and then behind this little gold strip is just a small piece hidden behind there just to give it a little bit of texture or pop there. And this is a little packaging. So the catalog had a package, so this is kind of just the card is a bigger version of the packaging, or the packaging is a smaller version of the card. And for these are the boxes in there. You get 10 in the package. It already has the adhesive on there. It's already scored, shows you right where to fold. So you would fold this and your adhesive, peel the backing and adhere that. And then you got a cute little box that you can decorate. So that's how I did this one. So I kind of rambled to go through this really quickly, but I hope you see how you can use this flyer to create cards with any stamps, any color cardstock, any of your projects. This is my second flyer that I've generated from the January through June mini catalog. I also have the card sketch flyer for page 58 of the catalog. In my blog post, I'll have a link to that. If you are using an international Cardbase size that is 5 7/8 by 4 1/8, I do have a flyer that will show you what to add or subtract to the different layers so you can get to your international Cardbase size. You can download that flyer. And if you are interested, I also have 10 flyers that I created this past summer of the 10 suites in Stampin' Up's 2021-2022 annual catalog. So there'll be a link to my blog which will direct you to all 10 of these different flyers. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any questions, please comment and let me know. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the red box under the video, then click the red bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for stopping by. Take care and happy creating.